intellectual level and a long-standing desire of mine has been to be free of the opinion of others, kind of live more based on my own, how I feel. But yet, if I really look at my life, most of the times when I feel good about myself or feel good generally, it's based on the approval of others. It's whether or not I've succeeded in this test, or I've gotten the good feedback from people who tell me I've done a good job on something.
Good. Now, before you go further, you've given us something very powerfully to give to you. You said, I'm getting good feedback.
Yeah.
And what we want you to begin reaching for is the feedback of your inner being. You're wanting the feedback of source rather than the feedback of someone who is physically focused. Now, sometimes the feedback of someone who is physically focused is the feedback of source. In other words, when you have pleased someone and they are holding you as their object of attention in their glorious feeling of appreciation, they're connected to source energy and they're flooding it all over you. And so you say, ooh, this feels really good. I like this feeling. But what you're wanting to do is recognize that you can connect to that source without using them as the avenue through which it comes. And that is the answer to your question.
What's the process of getting more in tune to that?
When a physical friend gives you feedback, that feedback of approval, how does it come from a friend?
Usually it's after I've done some physical action, they've witnessed it, and they've been like, well, that was really good.
So they give it to you in words?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How might feedback come from source, from inner being, from God, from whatever you want to call the non-physical resources? How's that feedback going to come?
I would assume in form of a feeling.
If you are sitting before Esther, as she is allowing her connection to all of that, it can come in words.
Right.
Well done. Mm-hmm. You see. But if you do not have a translator, then you've got to be it. Sometimes you'll hear your name. Sometimes a bird will land and gaze at you just at the right moment. Sometimes someone that you don't even know will lock eyes with you. In other words, the feedback is coming, but it's coming in different ways than you're accustomed to hearing. And you have to acclimate yourself to that feedback. And that's what your emotions are about. Eagerness is that feedback. Eagerness is your inner being saying, yeah, let's go, more. Passion, eagerness, appreciation, that's that same feedback, the way you feel, you see.
So I guess one of the things I get hung up on is I do appreciate when people give me positive feedback, but then when I get negative feedback, it can also bring me into a real negative state. So how do you kind of let the positive feedback come in but kind of ignore the negative feedback?
Well, you see, that's the problem with depending upon somebody else's feedback, is that when they approve of you, you feel very good, but when they disapprove of you, you feel very bad. And when it's in your face, it's hard to ignore. And that's why we think you have wisely come to the determination that you did when you first sat down here. I want it not to matter what other people are thinking. And we say, but what about when they're loving you? And you say, well, I want that part to matter. I just don't want the other part to matter. And we say, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, it matters to me what you think when you adore me, but it doesn't matter what you think about me when you abhor something that I've done. You have to reach for your inner resources. It has to matter to you more how you feel than it does what anybody else thinks.
So how do I differentiate between the voices inside me that are the negative ones that are criticizing myself and then the positive ones that are encouraging myself?
If you are reaching for the inner resources, they are never criticizing you. So if you've connected with Source, you're always getting applause. You're always getting approval. You're always getting appreciation. And if it's anything else you're getting, it's your mother.
Okay. All right, let me go to question two. It seems like when I really, really want something to happen, and I really want that desire, I guess to put it into context, looking for jobs. I'm an MBA student now. I'm going to graduate in May. Looking for jobs, really get excited about a company's coming to interview on campus, get excited about the whole thing. When I really, really want it, it doesn't seem to work out. But when I kind of release it and say, okay, have a more of a aloof attitude towards it, it seems to come more easily, and that's just kind of generally been the case.
Oh, that's so wonderful. What you've just said is step one, and step three is step three. In other words, think about it. When you really want it, you're stirring up that contrast. You're seeing what's gone wrong. In other words, the more contrast there is, the stronger the rocket of desire. But when you're still asking, you're still messing with that contrast. And so when you let go of that, and so that's where saying, I've already asked, and the universe is working it out. Now it's my job to just get in the place of letting it in. And the thing that trips most of you up is that you believe that you have to work really, 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 really hard, and that the break will come only in the struggle. And we say, if the break comes, it will be in spite of the struggle. And if it comes in spite of the struggle, it won't be that great of a break. When you're only allowing your well-being to eke in through your struggle, it doesn't come forth very powerfully. You really have to get into this place of trust. You have to get into this place where once and for all, you accept that you deserve well-being. And your two questions are tying together so powerfully because it is releasing the opinion of others that must come before you'll really accept that you are worthy of the universe yielding to you what you're asking for. We would love to zap you with the knowledge that you deserve everything that you're asking for, and that the only thing that stands between you and everything that you're asking for is you're not believing that you deserve it. If you think that you must work very hard in order to earn some money, then you can work very hard and you can earn some money. But you reach this limit where you can't offer any more action. There aren't enough hours in the day. Most people allow their well-being right up to the extent of their credit limit. That's how much well-being most of you allow, you see, because you can conceive of that. In other words, you know that you can work this many hours and that you can earn this much money and that you've got this much credit beyond what you're able to earn to a certain extent. And so there's that much good that you believe you can let in. What we want to zap you with is that there are no limits. The limit of how much good you will let in is only the limit of that which you are wanting and the limit of that which you are allowing. And so this workshop is about trying to find some way of convincing you that you've asked and the universe is yielding, and now your work is just to chill out and relax and allow. It's tricky, though, because if you say, okay, I've asked, I've done the work, I've put myself in place, the universe knows what I want, the universe is really good at lining it up, I'm taking a trip. I'm going to take the resources that I have and I'm just going to go chill out. I'm going to do things that please me. I'm going to see things that please me. I'm going to eat things that please me. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to lay low and have a very good time. And I'm going to let the universe bring me what I want. Now, the other voices are saying, you got to interview. You got to get your resumes out there. You got to get on the phone. You got to play the law of averages. You're a lazy person. You can't lay on the beach. And so our message is, if you lay on the beach and feel guilty, you're still not allowing. If you lay on the beach and feel happy, you're allowing. If you interview every day and make the resumes and beat the pavement and are tired in doing it, you're not allowing. If you're interviewing in joy, you're allowing. If you're laying on the beach in joy, you're allowing. If you're interviewing in pain, you're not allowing. If you're laying on the beach and feeling guilty, you're not allowing. So the action doesn't matter. The way you feel about it does. What we heard you say was, I think I want to not care what others think. Well, actually, you said, I want to not care what others think. We're not sure you're so sure that you're really ready to do that. We know that we want you to not care about what others think. We want you to hold to your own resources. We want it to matter so much that you feel good. And we do not believe that you could lay around and never do another thing and feel good. You are a creator. You are a focuser. It is so much fun to find things to focus about and allow the resources of the universe to flow through your resources. Nothing is more delicious than to get an idea and follow through with it, you see. But we want you to not care so much about what others think, too.